What is up, everybody? As you can see, as promised, I told you that I would show you my collection, WWE collection, some Jakks Pacific, some Mattel. But here we are, as promised. I'm excited. I've been waiting for a long time for this video, a long time. I do have some. These are a loose review that will show you all. I do have some that are new in box still. And I'll show you that in another video, but this video is going to mainly focus on these right down here, the loose ones by Mattel. As you can see, we have a lot of figures here so far. Now these are just my collection that I like. I know there's a lot more out there that I don't have, but these are just the ones that some of my favorites growing up watching from the Attitude Era and before, even a little bit before then. So the new generation superstars who we have here. So we'll go ahead, just do one in a section at a time. But before we get started, I do want to focus on the actual, kind of, I guess you'll say, the shelves. These are just really cheap shelves that I buy here at the local retail store here. They're 5-tier shelves, black. They're really easy to make, so it's very simple. So I got that here to connect down here. But before we get started here, let me turn on the LED lights. So as you can see, the LED lights are turned on now, so that kind of helps a little bit. It's really simple to make. I just bought these here locally. Just kind of wire them underneath. As you can see, they're all wired underneath there. It kind of gives it that, lights them up here. It gives it a good effect as far as the overall setup of them I have down here. So I'm really excited. So that's just the basis of the actual, just the display stands and the lights that they have with them. So yeah, let's get started. So we'll start off with this first section here. This was one of my favorites growing up here watching these here. Some of these from the 80s, I should say. And most of these figures I did pick up either here locally, somebody selling them, or on eBay. Obviously, it's a good place to find stuff on eBay, especially these loose figures here. So you can see some of the classics, superstar like Hot Rod back there, Bam Bam Bigelow, Razor Ramon, and then we got Diesel. Then back there we have Jim Duggins, Brian Perlman, and then Tito Santana, the one everybody say it's available at any Target if you go. Just real quick, these stands, I did make these stands here, which is why it looks kind of weird. It's custom stands here, but I am working on actually buying one. But they don't have one specific that I like, which is want to make it 4-tier, but that's just a quick overall for the stands here. I made them. And this belt here on Ultimate Warrior, it is from the defining moment of him right here, Hulk Hogan. And then we have Macho Man, Shawn Michaels just recently picked him up here. And then we have Bret the Hitman Hart, can't forget him. I'm looking out for the defining moment one or the elite one. Man, that's just so expensive. People are selling him from arm and leg, so haven't been able to pick him up here. So, and the way that I normally display these are from the top ones here, some of my favorite ones, and all the way in the back are the ones that don't really care too much about. That's just the way that I display them. And then we have Stunning Steve Austin with the $1 Million Man. Another Shawn Michaels back there. You can see there's a lot of Shawn Michaels back here as well. Macho Man. And then the defining moment, Ric Flair, when he first came into WWE or WWF at that time. So have him here with the World Heavyweight belt. That's an awesome belt. And then you can see Terry Funk back there behind Diesel. It's all the way back there hiding. Mr. Perfect and Jake the Snake Roberts. This is the basic one here. Again, these are a mix of basic and elites. I would love to have all elites, but it's kind of hard to find. So I'll go for second best, which is kind of the basics here. And then back there we have Andre the Giant with the Lord William Regal back there. So that's the first shelf that I have on here. We can see kind of the late 80s, early 90s superstars. Kind of some of my favorites here. Moving on, we'll move on to the Attitude Era ones. I know some of these don't go in place. Obviously, the Phenomenal one wasn't there at that time, but man, boy, it would have been great to see him fight the Austin or Triple H at that time here. But he's just the one. I'm still currently working on making the actual like current superstars one, but I don't have that one yet. So which is why it explains why he's there. But this is kind of the Attitude Era that I have so far. I do have some inbox that I haven't unboxed yet, which I'll keep adding them on there. But straight off the bat, you can see good old JR. I think that's the Jakks with King. That's from Mattel. I did order. Let me zoom in here for a little bit. You can see I did order his hat, the King hat, and then JR's hat as well. You can see it on there on his table. You can see good old JR with the headphones. Those are just ones that I came in, and the accessories. Figured that a lot. Now that table was there. It's from the Shane McMahon WrestleMania one when he fought AJ Styles, which is where this AJ Styles is from. So that table came in there. So I just included that, set them up real quick with the JR and the King. Does a great job in kind of where they were in the commentary at that time. So we have The Rock on here. Of course, the two biggest rivalries, so the Attitude Era, the Rattlesnake, and the Great One. Of course, we each have their belts on there, so this is awesome that I was able to find them and add them to my collection. And that's why I kind of have them on top of there, which is their feuds is legendary, not where is legendary, because I haven't seen any much fight like then. Back there, you can see Rikishi in the back there. The Hulkster, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, when he came back with WWE after WCW had folded. We got another Shawn Michaels, of course. Like I said, this is the older one here as well. And we got the Game with his weapon of choice, the sledgehammer. And they got DDP back there. Mankind with Mr. Sacco. That is the elite one with the removable mask and Sacco. Now, real quick, I did do some reviews on some of these figures. So if you haven't checked those videos out, make sure you check them out. Some of these I didn't do a review because you got so many in a lot that I'll just focus on some of my favorite ones here. So, which is why I'm doing this setup video of my whole collection. And next we'll move to another Brit, the Hitman Hart. This is an elite one as well with the belt. Of course, you have to have the Phenomenal one right in the middle there. I think he's the man at the moment, which is why he's right in front and center there, running everything there with the World Heavyweight Championship and the United States Championship. I don't believe I have a Universal title at the moment. I do have someone unboxed I need to unbox, but when I get that, I'll unbox him and leave it on here. We have Chris Jericho, early Chris Jericho from WCW with that European title belt on him. And we have another Stone Cold Steve Austin with the What t-shirt. This is a elite one. Of course, as I said, another Shawn Michaels. Then back here we have, I think this is one of my favorite figure here, which is the Undertaker with his whole set. My only complaint, I think, if you've seen videos or others, the only complaint is that it's, given that his trench coat is plastic, hard plastic, it's really hard for him to stick up. So I've solved that by putting him in one of those stand-up figures that come in when you buy an elite figure. It comes in with the backdrop stand there, so I'll put him up in there. Helps out a little bit. Oh no, Paul Bearer dropped his power possession for Undertaker. We'll leave it on there, but this Paul Bearer, Jakks Pacific. Another Rattlesnake back there, the What t-shirt, and then the good old Godfather back there. And zoom in so you can see him, because he's something, man. Remember that back in when he brought his whole train, the Godfather back there. So it's awesome that I was able to find him here. So that's kind of my Attitude Era. I know it's kind of lacking many of the superstars, but I do have them. Some of them are in box. I still need to unbox and put them there. But this is what I have them so far here. So those two were kind of the Jakks and Mattel. So we'll move on here to the Jakks one, which is the next one here that I have here. This is one I originally did a video on. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check that out here. But this is all the Jakks Pacific of the classics, probably like 80s superstar here. That's some of my favorite ones. Oh no, his belt fell off, so we just leave it on there. It's kind of broken here in the back, so I kind of taped it, but it had, obviously you can tell it has done a great job on it. And there it goes. We just put it on his leg for now. So first off, starting here, Diesel, another one here. This is by Jakks. This is awesome. I love this figure as well. Diesel with the belt on him. And then we have Coco Beware back there. You can see him with all the he came with all the accessories: the bird, sunglasses, and hat. And then one man gang back there. No, that's not one man gang. Where's that? King Kong Bundy. Sorry about that. King Kong Bundy back there. I was getting confused. He's back right there. Let me zoom in the camera. There he is, King Kong Bundy. Yeah, buddy. Now this is how I probably grew up watching the end of this time here. But I do know some of these wrestlers, obviously, Earthquake, Typhoon, when they settled those natural disaster. How you not know the legendary tag team champions? Animal World Warrior. Yokozuna. It's another one that I have back here. Then Vader with the removable mask there. It's awesome. It's Vader time. Then Andre the Giant sitting back there. Then we'll move on here to Iron Sheik. Hot Rod. The microphone in his hand here. And then this is from Jakks, but it's not one of my favorite of all time, but it did include him, so I added him to my collection. Another Nature Boy. Mr. Perfect probably one of my favorite from this line of Jakks anyways. Then this is one of my favorite as well. Right beside there is Jake the Snake Roberts with the snake, and then the sack that comes with them. There is a shirt from I think from another figure that I took off. Just made better sense with him. Then we got Sabu. Didn't really have a place for him, so put him on there. Then USSR or USSA. See him? Yeah. The British Bulldog. Now that the British flag back there it came from the Mattel Elite ones, but I took it off. I added him in as well because I think it just looks better with his Jakks overall with these when you add them with the other Jakks Pacific. And then the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels on there. How you gonna forget him? Yeah, with the belt. I want to say this is the Intercontinental Champion belt with his glasses right there. Kind of fell off, so I just left it on there. There he is, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and of course you can't forget the man who was running the show at the time, Hulkamania. Look at that, that's awesome. Came with the shirt. That thing he always wore I don't think he wore that in the 80s, but he started wearing that later on. But man, Hulkamania, he was running the show at that time, so that's why he's front and center right there. So that's my second, one of my favorite ones as well. So moving on here, this is perhaps one of my other favorite ones, the Wolfpack and DX. I got 2 words for ya. Look at that. That's just awesome. That NWO thing I ordered from Ringside Exclusive. He's awesome. I think his website's called Ringside Collectible. He's an exclusive from them. But we'll focus on here. DX first. I do have another actual Triple H DX with his shirt on here, but this is the one that he came with when I ordered them on eBay, I believe. The Shawn Michael. It's awesome. With Triple H. With his weapon of choice again, the belt. And then here are all the other members. Badass Billy Gunn, Hornswoggle. Then we got Road Dogg, Jesse James, DOWG, and then X-Pac. That belt on him as well. I am missing China. I'll pick her up eventually here, but that's kind of my DX collection. Very proud of it. Let me see. I want to say all these figures are elite figures, so I'm very excited to add them to my collection. Moving on to the Wolfpack. This is perhaps one of my favorite as well. When Sting became more of that kind of vocal, started, talking a little bit more and broke out a character from that crow. So this is one of my favorite. I just had 2 other Stings that were rad, so I just added him to the side. So there weren't 3 Stings. And I want to say this Sting right there is from TNA. So I had an extra and he was red, so I just added him to the wolf pack here. Then we have the Outsiders, Kevin Nash and another Scott Hall, Elites, and then also in the back, Wolf NWO Ringside Collectibles exclusive, Kevin Nash back there. Let the camera focus in. But yeah, that's Kevin Nash back there. He did come with the NWO belt, but they put it on this thing. And here's another shirt that came with, I want to say Kevin Nash, but I put it on Razor Ramon. But this is just a basic figure. But why not make them to my collection? I am currently want to grow the wolf pack, because I know there's a lot of members on there, but I do want to pick just kind of the great ones that are missing on there. So yeah, DX and wolf pack. Moving on to, this is no introduction either. You know who I am. If you watch NWO, WCW, you know what that line's from. You know who I am. But this man right here, Scott Hall. This is, I want to say, a basic one that came in a pack that I bought along with Kevin Nash. But man, this is my NWO collection here. I'm proud of this one, and if I can find a couple more figures, I'll pick them up, like Scott Steiner. Eventually, grew out of hand, but kind of the bigger names, the ones that I collect. But I'm proud of this collection here. So we'll go ahead and start. I already showed you Scott Hall, Bret the Hitman Hart when he joined them. There's just the extra shirt that I threw over him. Blends right in because it matches all the other attires. We got Big Show, the Giant. Yeah, matches that shirt as well. And then we got Kevin Nash, Big Sexy. Another World Heavyweight belt on him. And then back here we got Tupac back there. That's just, I think I want to say it's the Jakks. His hand's a little bit weird, but overall does the job in adding him to my collection. And then back there we have Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah. And then fake Sting. Actually, this is just a regular Sting that I think it was a basic Sting that I got. And I had an extra NWO shirt, so just threw it over him. That's the fake Sting. That was a good time in wrestling. And of course, you can't forget the Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the leader of the NWO, with all his gear. This is the Jakks one here, so he's very detailed. We'll see if the camera zooms in closely on his legs here. You see like the thunder coming down from down his legs. And then you see his hat. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Everything's removable, I believe. His hat is. That thing over here words over his head. The belt. And I do have another belt that he wore around where he beat up people with, spanked people with. I have that here, an extra accessory. So that's my NWO collection. Very proud of it. Nice. So moving on here to another Jakks Pacific that I recently picked up from one of my co-workers. He was just kind of outgrown it. His collecting days are over. I was just getting started, so I was more than happy to take it off his hands here. So, of course, the Nature Boy running things at times well, Ric Flair, and then we got IRS, this briefcase, Rick Steiner. That's just awesome. I love this for some reason. I really like included his jacket. And then some of the things that I know I mentioned in other videos about Jakks is one of the things that I do like about them is that they, the materials that they made their accessories was cloth. So it was great as far as allowing flexibilities for the figures. Like this one was cloth here rather than being plastic like the Mattel ones here. And then we got the Samoan. You know, when y'all here, he obviously Taz doesn't really belong there, but he was a beast, so I had to include him here with the ECW championship belt, Taz with the towel. Rick Rude, I believe he has a belt underneath there, but Rick Rude. And then this is one of my all-time favorite $1 Million Man, because look at that, man, that's so detailed. Look at that belt. That belt is beast with those $1 million. Then Jerry the King. And back here we have Viscera. These old Jakks that I had added on there. So moving on to the back here, we have the Bushwhackers. You can see them back there. The Bushwhackers. Butcher back there. He does have an accessory. Let me see if you can see it. Maybe you can see it from this angle. You see right there the scissors he has in his hand. So, and then Kamala, the removable, I guess you call that a mask. The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, Big E. I can't think of his name right now. Forget his name. Big E was dressed up as him for Halloween. Sergeant Slaughter. This is one of my favorite detailed one from Jakks as well. Everything removable hat, jacket, hat, sunglasses. He's gonna have the Kindles or the nightstick there. Arn Anderson. Nice. And then we have Papa Shango. I believe this is awesome. I don't believe he had that as a weapon, but I just found it and I felt like it matched to him. So I just put it on him. Papa Shango. Him and the Ultimate Warrior. So that's another Jakks Pacific collection that I had. So moving on, we're halfway there. We'll move on to my, I want to say tag team belt, tag team partners here. Of course, we'll see some of the newer ones, classics such as The Shield, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. And then we have the Usos back there, early Usos. The New Day, only Kofi Kingston and Big E, missing Xavier Woods, but I'll get them eventually. But before we start into that more, I want to focus on some of the Jeff Hardys that I have here. Some of these are great that I picked up in loose figures. Here's some from Jakks and TNA. I believe that green was from TNA, and the others in the back are Jakks Pacific. It's all early Jeff Hardy. I will get the new ones once Mattel releases them, so that's awesome. Okay, so continuing, we'll move on to the Hart Foundation. Yeah, this is awesome. These are basic, unfortunately, but they're still awesome. APA, Brooklyn Bradshaw, the title belts on them. These are our elites. They come with the, their classic, the table with the door. I have that somewhere set up here as well. Edge and Christian are in the background there, so you can see them. With Goldust, Cody Rhodes, and other Usos back there, the newer ones perhaps. Not the most recent ones, but newer than the other red ones here. And then we got Crime Time. Man, that's hard to find. I haven't been able to see any of that here, so I might definitely keep those right there. Brothers of Destruction, Kane and Undertaker, both elites. Those kind of a tag team. I know it's missing, obviously, the Dudley Boys, the Nasty Boys, or just the ones that I have here. So I'll definitely add that to my collection. So moving on to perhaps one of my favorite ones overall collection. Just kind of Rey Mysterio / cruiserweight, lightweight division. That right there in the middle is the great entrance, Rey Mysterio. One of my favorite ones from Rey Mysterio, which is why he's right there in the middle. But you can see Sin Cara on there. Los Luchadores. We got another Rey Mysterio mixed with Rey Mysterio. Kalisto, another Rey Mysterio, the 1-2-3 kid in the back, Eric Guerrero, Neville, basic, Hurricane, nice. Then we got Finn Balor, Master Movement, AJ style, but he has the United States belt on. RVD with I forgot what the belt is right now at the moment, can't think of it. Some more X-Pac, Kalisto, Rey Mysterio mask, Batman Rey Mysterio. I do need to find his antlers are broken. So if I can find him, the antlers on here, that'd be awesome. There's some more Rey Mysterio, Eric Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero back there. Let's see, and then we got Los Matadores all the way back there. We got another RVD, some more Rey Mysterios back there. But overall, I think this is one of my favorite area of my setup here. Very proud of that Rey Mysterio collection here. I am looking for getting a little bit more to complete my set. Awesome. So moving on here, I want to say this is the current / CM Punk John Cena section. As you can see, this side's all CM Punk. with the World Heavyweight title belt on him. It's the most recent. I think this is my first CM Punk that I got. After that, I just started collecting them all. So I don't know if he'll ever be back or not. So I haven't sold any of them. Just keep them on here. So I have quite a few of CM Punk here, which is awesome. Then Randy Orton, another CM Punk. CM Punk, they got Batista back there, along with John Cena. At first I thought that was Braun Strowman, but it turned out it was somebody else. Can't remember the name at the moment, but looks like Braun Strowman, close enough. We got the Beast Incarnate. And then we got Paul with his advocate, Paul Heyman. Dean Ambrose, early Elite. Here comes the Pain, Brock Lesnar. Another AJ Styles, basic, blue. They got Edge back there. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Well, Edge with the Edge belt on him. There you go. Now you can see it. You got Chris Jericho, Ryback back there, and then 3 of the Elite John Cena's with this belt on him. So I said this is my current one here, so we will update that recently once I add more to make it more recent. And here's some more Jakks Pacific. Freebirds, Bobby the Brain Heenan back there, Jimmy Snuka. To be honest, a lot of these I don't know their name. To be honest with you, this is kind of before I was growing up, but I do know who the Freebirds were, so kind of keep them under to my collection. But yeah, for those of you who know, let me know. But this is the Beast. It just came with the Jakks that I bought, so you have to add them to my collection. So moving on here, just 2 more to go. Move on to the Authority. They got the Game on there with his suit. Stephanie McMahon. And then we got Seth Rollins with that Money in the Bank. Batista came back. That blue, I am missing his hat. Probably pick that up sometimes. And then the Security. Another Seth Rollins back there. Vince McMahon. Thor, Corporate Kane, missing his suit. Another Randy Orton with that belt. And then Shane O'Mac back there. That's the one that came with that. This is from WrestleMania, Shane McMahon. Seth Rollins, this is a basic, but man, it just looks great with that belt on him. And then this is Triple H. And then another, I want to say that's Jamie Noble back there. Yeah, that's the Authority. So moving on to the last section. This is the Undertaker's / Kane / Big Man. So we can see from her saying this is the Jakks Undertaker, along with Andre the Giant back there. Another Undertaker. And you got Undertaker back there. And we got Vader. Big Show. Defining moment, Undertaker. He is missing his bat wing look like thing. Another Big Show, Undertaker. American Badass Undertaker back there. You can see him with his bandana. The Great Khali. We got some more Kane back there. Vader. Undertaker. That is the Elite. Most of those are Elite King, except for the one all the way in the back there. And there we go. That's a basic, but most of these are Elites. So that's my Undertaker, Kane, Big Man, the Andre Giant, Big Show, Vader collection that we have on there. So very proud of that as well. These are all my collections that I built over maybe 6 months. So I'm very, very proud of it. So I just wanted y'all to see the ones that, the loose figures. If you want to see the ones that are up here, let me know. I definitely, by giving a thumbs up or commenting below, and I'll definitely review all those as well. So there we go. You can just see who we have back there, and also just a sneak peek. The way that this is set up here is that back here, how they're held up top is back here. We also have some more figures back there. So all this line here has figures in the back there, which is how we have them back there. So let me know if you want me to review specific ones. Do we have more of those that didn't fit on the shelf here? But overall, this is my collection of my figures. I know there's a lot missing. I'll be looking to pick some of those up as well, but these are some of the ones that I like. I like the classics, as you can see, and I state that in my videos every once. I do select some of the newer ones here, but some of the classic ones are some of my favorite, not so much the new ones here. So I'm very excited to have these in my collection. This is my childhood dream of having all of these. So I'm so glad I was able to do this. So I just want to thank you all for watching the videos, for giving me a thumbs like. And this is just kind of a hobby of mine that I've been collecting, and it's just starting recently. So I'll keep you all updated and posted by posting new videos or anything. Just let me know as I get them. Just let me know if you want to see anyone specifically, and I could definitely pick some of those up as well. So these are just the recent ones that I got. So yes, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.